The world does not defeat you with swords, but with lies you willingly believe. In this video, I will strip away 4 dangerous illusions, deceptions that keep you weak, submissive, and blind to power. If you do not learn to destroy them, they will destroy you. Men love comfort more than truth, and so they cradle themselves in lies. But comfort is poison to ambition, and truth, though cruel, is the only weapon worthy of a ruler. I will take you into the darker corners of human psychology, where power is not lost by force, but by self-deception. Here, masks are torn away, and illusions are burned in the fire of strategy. If you have the courage to look, you will see how falsehood chains the weak and how clarity frees the strong. You believe others act with kindness, that they help because they care, that when someone offers a hand it is to lift you up, not to pull you closer to their own design. But let me ask you, has anyone ever given you something with no expectation? Has a gift ever been truly free? The truth is this: no man acts without motive. Every gesture, every word carries within it the shadow of self-interest. To think otherwise is to be led by illusions, and illusions are the chains of the weak. History is filled with rulers destroyed not by open war, but by misplaced trust in good intentions. Consider Julius Caesar. He did not fall on the battlefield, but in the Senate, surrounded by men he had pardoned, men he had shown generosity toward. Their daggers were the repayment for his mercy. Caesar believed in loyalty born of kindness. His kindness gave them courage to strike. Do you see the pattern? It repeats in every age. Kindness is not a bond. It is a leash, and it can be cut the moment it no longer suits the hand that holds it. Even in your daily life, this lie of good intentions governs you more than you admit. Think of the colleague who offers to help with your work. Do they do it because they value your success? Or do they measure how your dependence on them will strengthen their influence over you? Think of the friend who lends money. Is it charity, or a silent contract that you will one day pay back, not in currency, but in obedience? Every favor creates a debt, and debt is power. This is why those who understand power rarely refuse help, but they never forget the weight of the chain it carries. The powerful calculate every exchange, while the powerless tell themselves stories of benevolence. Psychology confirms what history has long revealed. Reciprocity governs human behavior. When someone gives to you, your mind feels compelled to return the gesture. It is not kindness, it is programming. A survival instinct dressed as morality. You are trapped in it unless you see it for what it is: manipulation. Religions, empires, even modern businesses, every one of them exploits this truth. A church offers forgiveness, but the true price is obedience. A ruler promises protection, but the tax of loyalty is expected. A company gives you perks, discounts, or rewards. But the intention is not generosity. It is to bind you in cycles of spending. You believe you are being served. In reality, you are being owned. This is the danger of believing in good intentions. It blinds you to motive. You see the smile, but not the calculation behind it. You accept the hand, but do not feel the rope it places around your neck. And ask yourself this: how many times have you yourself acted from pure goodness? Do you not also calculate? Do you not expect recognition, loyalty, or some return? The lie is not only in others. It is in you. You tell yourself your motives are noble, that you help out of love, out of friendship. But if you strip away the disguise, you find the same truth: self-interest dressed as virtue. This is not evil, it is nature. It is the machinery of power, hidden behind masks. The wise ruler does not condemn self-interest. He uses it. He expects it. He feeds it where it serves him and cuts it away where it threatens him. Never believe in the permanence of affection. Never trust that gratitude will bind another's heart. These things last only as long as they are useful. When usefulness dies, so too does loyalty. Therefore, you must learn to see through the mask. To ask not what was given but why it was given. To measure every gesture not by its surface, but by the currents that run beneath it. Only then can you protect yourself from betrayal that comes clothed in courtesy. Remember, the knife is not dangerous when it gleams in the light. It is dangerous when it is hidden in a gift. And this brings us to the next great lie. If you think intentions deceive you, wait until you confront the illusion of fairness. You are told life is fair. That if you work hard, you will be rewarded. That if you treat others well, they will return the favor. That justice exists like some invisible scale, balancing the actions of men. But tell me, do you truly see justice in the world around you? Or do you cling to it like a child clings to a bedtime story? The truth is cold. Fairness is not real. It is an invention, a comforting lie whispered by the strong to keep the weak obedient. Look at history. Did fairness save Socrates from the cup of poison? Did it save Joan of Arc from the flames? Both believed in higher principles, but the world rewarded them not with justice, but with death. Fairness does not determine who rises or who falls. Strategy does. Strength does. Manipulation does. Consider the courts of kings. A loyal servant may work faithfully for decades, yet be cast aside in a single day, replaced by a rival who whispered in the ruler's ear. Was that fair? No, it was power. Consider modern life. The worker who toils long hours believes he will be rewarded for his effort. But his employer rewards not effort, but leverage. The one who knows how to appear indispensable earns more than the one who sweats in silence. Fairness does not rule his fate. Position does. Even psychology confirms what rulers have always known: the human mind craves fairness like it craves air. When cheated, people feel rage. Even animals protest unequal treatment. But this craving blinds you. It makes you predictable. It makes you controllable. The powerful know this. They exploit your belief in fairness to keep you in line. They invent rules, codes, and systems that look just, but are designed to maintain their dominance. Why do you think empires proclaim justice for all? Because if the masses believe justice exists, they will obey even when exploited. They will suffer quietly, thinking fairness will eventually prevail. And while they wait, the rulers tighten their grip. This is why you must abandon the illusion. The moment you expect fairness, you set yourself up for disappointment, and worse, for weakness. When you face betrayal, you will cry, "It's not fair." But those words are the anthem of the powerless. Fairness is not protection. Only vigilance is. Think of a game of chess. Do you expect the opponent to play kindly, or do you expect him to strike with every chance? Power is a game without referees. Only fools expect the rules to protect them. Even in your personal life, fairness is a lie. How many times have you given more in a relationship than you received? How often have you been overlooked for your effort, while others with charm or cunning received the prize? Did fairness intervene? No, and it never will. So what is the alternative? To abandon hope in fairness, and instead deal in reality. To ask not what is deserved, but what is possible. Not what is just, but what is useful. The wise ruler does not cry for justice. He creates advantage. He bends rules where he can, breaks them when he must, and writes new ones when he holds power. Even religion, which speaks most loudly of fairness, reveals this truth. The meek are told they shall inherit the earth, but only after death. Convenient, is it not? A promise that postpones justice to a realm no one can confirm, while rulers enjoy power in the present. Do you see now? Fairness is not real. It is a story to soothe the weak and restrain the strong. If you cling to it, you will be deceived, manipulated, and ultimately crushed. The world does not ask what you deserve. It asks what you can take, what you can protect, what you can enforce. That is the true law of power, and this leads us to the next deception, perhaps the most seductive of all: the illusion of loyalty. For what could be more dangerous than believing someone will stand by you forever? You believe loyalty is permanent. That if you give your devotion, it will be matched in return. That bonds of friendship, love, or allegiance can endure, no matter the storm. But let me ask you, how many oaths have been broken in history? How many rulers, friends, and lovers have been betrayed by those who swore eternal faith? The truth is harsh. Loyalty is not a chain of iron. It is a thread of silk, strong enough to bind you in illusion, but fragile enough to be cut the instant it no longer serves. Consider the fate of the Roman general Pompey. He was adored by his soldiers when his fortunes rose. They called him Magnus, the Great? But when Caesar crossed the Rubicon, how many of Pompey's allies abandoned him? How many shifted their allegiance to the stronger horse? He discovered too late what every strategist must know: loyalty lasts only as long as power does. The same story repeats. In Florence, families once swore eternal allegiance to ruling houses, only to betray them the moment fortune changed. The Medici were cast out, welcomed back, cast out again, all by men who had once called themselves loyal servants. Was this treachery? No. It was survival. Loyalty is not about principle. It is about advantage. Even in your own life, this lie governs you more than you realize. Do you think your colleagues would defend you if their own position was threatened? Would your friends risk their comfort to protect you when you fall? Perhaps once, perhaps twice, but not forever. A man may stay by your side only as long as you are useful. Once your use fades, so too does his devotion. This is why rulers throughout history have trusted fear over loyalty. Fear binds stronger than love. Gratitude fades, affection shifts. But fear endures as long as power does. Psychology confirms what history whispers: humans are transactional. Relationships are not built on unshakable loyalty, but on constant exchanges of value. The moment one side feels the balance is lost, loyalty collapses. Think of modern politics. Allies join together, proclaiming unity until one sees more advantage in betrayal. Overnight, friends become enemies. No, it never truly existed, only interest did. Or think of corporations. An employee swears loyalty to his company, but the moment a better offer comes, he leaves. The company itself does the same, cutting loyal workers when profit demands it. Was loyalty real, or was it a convenient illusion both sides believed in until it no longer paid? And what of love? Countless men and women enter relationships promising eternal devotion. Yet the moment passion cools or opportunity arises elsewhere, loyalty fractures. Desire replaces devotion. Interest replaces oath. You see, the lie of loyalty is dangerous because it gives you false security. You let down your guard, thinking someone will always protect you. You entrust secrets, resources, even your survival to them. And when they turn, you are left defenseless. But should you despair? No, you must not. You must learn to use loyalty as others do. Not as a permanent foundation, but as a temporary tool. The wise ruler does not expect loyalty. He rents it. He buys it with rewards, maintains it with fear, and abandons it when it costs more than it gives. Do you see the shift? Instead of demanding loyalty, you must cultivate dependence. Make others need you more than you need them. Tie their interests so tightly to yours that betrayal harms them more than it harms you. And yet, even then, you must be ready, because no chain is unbreakable. Ask yourself this: if tomorrow your fortune changed, how many of those who call themselves your friends would remain? If your influence disappeared, who would still stand beside you? That is the true measure of loyalty, not their words when you rise, but their silence when you fall. The cold truth is this: loyalty cannot be relied upon. It must be managed, calculated, and expected to break. To think otherwise is to walk blind into betrayal. Remember, those who promise to die for you will most often live for themselves. And now we arrive at the next lie, the most poisonous of all: the belief that morality itself will reward you. You were told that morality protects you, that if you act with virtue, fortune will favor you, that goodness itself carries a hidden reward. But look at the world with clear eyes. Do you see virtue on the throne or cunning? Do you see saints crowned in gold or sinners holding scepters? The belief that morality secures power is one of the most dangerous lies ever whispered into human ears. It comforts you, but it blinds you. History proves this with cruel clarity. Take Savonarola, the Dominican friar in Florence. He preached purity, denounced corruption, demanded virtue. The people adored him. For a time, his morality gave him influence. But when the winds shifted, the same people who once cheered for him dragged him to the gallows. His virtue did not save him. It sealed his doom. Or look to Thomas More, who resisted the will of King Henry, vetoed out of moral conviction. Did morality reward him? No, the executioner's axe silenced his principles. And yet, The cunning men who bent rules, who betrayed ideals, who cloaked themselves in virtue while secretly violating it. These are the ones who survived, who built dynasties, who shaped the world. Do you see the pattern? Morality alone is powerless. Even psychology confirms it. People do not follow virtue, they follow strength. They admire the righteous, but they obey the dominant. The human mind craves order and protection more than it craves abstract goodness. When forced to choose between the moral and the strong, the crowd always kneels to strength. Consider modern politics. Leaders boast of honesty, integrity, justice. Yet behind the curtain, deception and manipulation fuel their ascent, and still they are elected. Why? Because people care less about morality than about the appearance of stability, the illusion of competence, the promise of advantage. The lie of morality's reward is not only dangerous, it is a trap. It makes you hesitate when ruthlessness is required. It makes you believe that sacrifice will be repaid, that integrity guarantees influence. But reality punishes hesitation. Power rewards not those who wait for virtue to be acknowledged, but those who act when others falter. Ask yourself this. How many times have you done the right thing, only to see someone else profit from cunning while you were left behind? How many times have you chosen honesty only to be outmaneuvered by deceit? Did morality reward you, or did it make you vulnerable? This does not mean virtue has no place. Virtue has immense value as a mask, as a weapon, as a tool. The wise ruler wears morality like a cloak. He speaks of justice, fairness, and goodness because these words charm the masses. They create loyalty, they silence dissent. But he never forgets. Morality is a disguise, not a shield. Appear virtuous, act strategically. That is the balance of survival. Even religions understand this. They preach morality as sacred, but their institutions wield power like empires. They build wealth, armies, and influence, while speaking of humility and sacrifice. Morality is their banner. Power is their practice. You must learn the same lesson. Use morality when it benefits you. Break it when it endangers you. Do not bind yourself to principles that your enemies will never honor, for in the realm of power, the ruthless inherit what the righteous abandon. And yet, this truth is not easy to accept. It cuts against the stories you were raised on, the myths that shaped your conscience. But if you cling to those myths, you will be devoured by those who do not. Remember, the world does not care if you are good. The world cares if you are strong, if you are clever, if you are willing to do what others will not. Morality's reward is not power. Power's reward is power. And those who understand this command the stage, while those who forget are cast aside as martyrs of their own illusions. So do not ask, what is the right thing to do? Ask instead, what must I do to win? For victory justifies itself, and the world will call you moral only when you have already secured power. And now we move to the final lie, perhaps the most subtle yet most fatal, the belief that time is abundant. You believe you have time, that opportunities will wait for you, that if not today, then tomorrow, that hesitation is harmless and delay is safe. Let me ask you, how many victories have been lost, not by weakness of arms, but by weakness of urgency? The belief that time is abundant is one of the deadliest lies. It paralyzes ambition, feeds procrastination, and gives your rivals the hours you so carelessly surrender. History is merciless in its lessons. Think of Hannibal, who led his army across the Alps, striking Rome with boldness no one expected. His victories were swift, decisive, terrifying. But then he delayed. He lingered in Italy, waiting for circumstances to turn further in his favor. Rome, which should have been crushed, recovered. They rebuilt, adapted, and eventually destroyed him. His hesitation was more fatal than any Roman sword. Or look at Napoleon in Russia. His early victories gave him every chance to retreat with strength, but he believed there was more time to conquer, more time to press forward. Winter arrived. The army withered. His empire followed. Time punishes the arrogant, the hesitant, and the slow. And yet, even in your own life, you act as though time is endless. You tell yourself there will be another chance, another opportunity, another tomorrow. But every day loss strengthens those who compete against you. While you hesitate, others advance. Do you not see it? Power is seized by those who act before others are ready. Delay is surrender disguised as patience. Psychology proves this trap. The human mind discounts urgency. We prefer comfort in the present and push pain action or risk into the future. We imagine time as a vast ocean, not realizing it is a river that rushes past and never returns. How often have you thought, I will start tomorrow? And how often has tomorrow come, only to find your will weaker, your courage colder, your chance gone? Your rivals do not sleep. While you hesitate, they plan. While you delay, they strike. And when you finally move, you discover the battlefield has already been taken. This is why fortune favors the bold, not because boldness guarantees success, but because it seizes time before it slips away. The wise ruler does not wait for perfect conditions. He acts, then bends conditions to his will. Perfection is the excuse of cowards. History rewards the one who dares when others still hesitate. Think of the businessman who launches when others are still planning. The politician who moves before the opposition is ready. The general who attacks before dawn. Victory belongs not to the patient dreamer, but to the ruthless executor. Even in personal life, this truth reigns. A man who waits to speak his ambition, to claim his chance, to seize his place, finds that the opportunity has passed into another's hands. How many loves lost, fortunes missed, alliances wasted, all because of the lie of time abundance. And yet this lie is seductive. It feels safe. It whispers, you can wait, you can rest, you can prepare a little longer. But safety is the language of decay. Time waits for no man, and every moment wasted strengthens your enemies. Ask yourself, what would you do if you knew you had only 1 year left to shape your destiny? Would you still delay? Or would you move with urgency, stripping away hesitation, crushing distractions, and acting with precision? That is the mindset of the powerful. To act as if time is always running out. Because it is. The world belongs to those who move first, not to those who wait. The graveyards are filled with men who believed they had more time. So do not ask, when is the right time? The right time is now. Strike when others sleep, move when others plant, decide when others doubt. For in the game of power, hesitation is not neutrality, it is defeat. And now, we arrive at the closing revelation. The lies we have exposed are not just illusions. They are weapons. If you do not master them, you will be mastered by them. Power does not require chains. It requires illusions. The greatest control is not when men know they are ruled, but when they believe they are free. When they think their choices are their own, even as every path was set by your hand. You do not need force. You need perception. You need timing. You need the art of feeding desires while quietly binding dependence. Ask yourself, how many times have you been guided by invisible hands? How many decisions were yours, and how many were shaped by someone who understood these truths? This is the essence of hidden power. Control without resistance, dominance without detection. If you grasp this, you are no longer a pawn. You begin to play as the master. Now I turn to you. Share your thoughts below. Do you see the lies that once governed you? Subscribe if you would learn more of these Machiavellian strategies, and share this video. Spread the lesson, even as you quietly keep its advantage for yourself.